Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 5th house posited in the 10th house in the natal horoscope. Well, firstly, as most of you are aware of, the 5th house governs like children, romance, creative endeavors, uh, sometimes gaming, gambling, speculation, things of enjoyment. And the 10th house is connected with notoriety, stature, in life, standing in the community, career, livelihood, ambitions. So anyway, let me get started. Well, one obvious interpretation of this is that, perhaps children may figure prominently in this person's livelihood or career and could impact it somewhat. Perhaps a child inspires this person to, reach the pinnacle of success. Maybe the child or children are involved somehow in the person's career. Could also indicate, in some isolated cases, that a person's child or children may reach some prominence and notoriety in their lifetime at some point. This could also be something where romantic partners or a romantic partner might play a pivotal role in the person's livelihood, their standing in their community. Perhaps this person is able to inject, I guess you could say, creative juices into his or her career or livelihood. On the negative side, to the person's detriment, perhaps this person, might, bring forms of amusement into their career, or, such as like, their iPhone, smartphone, or, playing some kind of handheld video game, or, danger could be that this person might become distracted or diverted from their career endeavors sometimes because of this. This person might be, negative side might be someone audacious or foolhardy in conjunction with their livelihood. This person might bring somewhat of a whimsical or capricious quality, into their, I guess you could say, business endeavors, into their career. Their enjoyment is often, associated with with their career. A person might bring, not just, creativity, but something connected with art, perhaps even sports, perhaps even something connected with gambling, such as like working in Vegas. Could be associated with this person's livelihood or, career ambitions. This is a person that, may be known in his or her community as somebody that has, I guess you could say, childlike attributes, and is fun-loving, and, enjoys, I guess you could say, things of amusement. This person might also, could be very, I guess you could say, very, adept maybe at things connected with the arts, might bring it into the career, anything like dancing, theater, acting. There might be great dramatic ability. This person might dramatize some things, that are associated with his or her livelihood or career. This could be a person that might gain some kind of prominence or notoriety for things that are associated with, with creative ability. Another thing is that, children, might impact, the person standing in the community. If the person, you know, may have a good rapport with his or her children, and this person might be known, be somebody that is very, as a good father, an upstanding person, and that's how, the child or children might, another way they might impact, this person in his or her life. Perhaps, notoriety might also be attained, perhaps, I I guess you could say, just through, through the, I guess you could say, direct or indirect, or some connection with a, I guess you could say, a romantic partner, you know, somebody that is, a love of this person might be playing an integral role in, I guess you could say, his or her ambitions in their career or and livelihood. You could say they might inject fun into perhaps I guess you could say their political interests. The fifth house is kind of, I guess you could say, kind of like the Leo house, so it can be connected with extravagance and being magnanimous. So this person might, I guess we could say, somewhat, perhaps extravagant maybe in terms of making investments or, money put into his or her career ambitions, such as, in college, for example, or somebody that has a business and is spending money on things, I guess you could say, items, products that are, business related expenses, and, much money might be spent in order to attain his or her career aims. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ruler of the 5th house posited in the 10th house in the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 5th house in the 11th house in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.